So I suppose it is what it sort of suggests is that it sort of describes a situation where someone has lost weight and then regained that weight back again over a period of time. Or, in other words, they've done some form of intervention like diet or exercise or some lifestyle regime to get them to lose the weight. And then when they go back to their original lifestyle, they rebound and regain that weight.
And that's
And
pretty common, isn't it, for a lot of people?
and it is quite common. In fact, what you often see is not only do people rebound and regain the weight back that they already had, but they often overshoot their original weight and end up at a higher weight than they had to start with before they even did any sort of diet. And that's a more worrying observation that you see.
Absolutely. And worrying in terms of their general health, but also in terms of people's low self-esteem, and obviously the feelings of frustration as well. So hopefully through today's episode, we can guide and steer people with some ideas that they may be able to try and prevent things like rebound weight gain. So in terms of how it works in the body, what are the known mechanisms? I'm thinking about things like hormones like ghrelin and leptin, etc. Can you explain a bit more about what we know anyway that happens in the body during this rebound weight gain?
Yeah, so I think the easiest thing to sort of start with is to understand what happens when you do the diet and the exercise in the first place, because I think you've got to appreciate that that is essentially a shift. You're trying to shift, or you are uh, deliberately shifting the body into a negative energy balance. You're eating less than you're burning, either because you're deliberately restricting what you're eating or you're deliberately doing more exercise, more physical activity. So you're in an energy deficit or calorie deficit.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's obviously creating weight loss, but that deficit of energy, the fact you've got not enough energy, is driving a response in the body. It's driving a biological reaction to that, which is trying to keep you in homeostasis. Trying to keep you where you were before.
Mm.
And I think this is something that people don't really get when they think of things in relation to energy balance, which is energy in or calories in versus calorie burn. Is I often think that it's all to do with behavior. It's like willpower, how much energy you eat, and
Yeah.
it's behavior as to how much energy you burn. And it's all done voluntarily or behaviorally controlled, when in fact it's like any other homeostatic mechanism, like blood pressure, temperature. Your body is trying to maintain a balance between calories coming in and calories coming out. Now, of course, on a day-to-day basis, that might be very, very variable, but on average, across several days, your body is actually quite good at maintaining that energy balance. So
Mm.
when you deliberately force it into a negative energy balance where you're eating less than you're burning, your body will strive to try and bring you back into balance. And that's where your biology is working against you, because part of the response is that you become more efficient. Your body's
Yeah.
hunkering down and becoming more efficient at how it's burning energy. And at the other side, it's also driving up appetite, often because it's sensing the fact you've got less coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's driving the appetite and the feeding pattern to get you to eat more food. So actually, it's your biology that's working against you, not just a lack of willpower.
That is a big point, and I hope people understand that. I think you've explained it really, really well there. It's not always out of our choices that we could have the best willpower in the world, but our body biologically is acting against us. And yes, obviously the hormones, appetite hormones are involved as well, and the body just